Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Fast Friday from the world's most famous race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as we are in preparations now for day one of Swift Penguin Creations qualification weekend coming up tomorrow, and the run for the pole for the world's greatest sim race, the PRI Hoosier 500, just over a week from now. Joining me as always for the ERN coverage of today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, is Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, it's been a little while since Monday. How's life been to you? Welcome back to Indianapolis.
Life's good, for sure. Pretty busy in the job. Yesterday, pretty busy, excited, nervous, but all good after the race and the ERL Indy Light Series and P1 broadcasting. Wasn't pretty good, but today we are another day, Friday, fastest Friday and Friday night, with the last before tomorrow, the big day for all of these guys, for the Malescas, for Blocker, Drake, Marco Aurelio, also too, Seb Alexander, the fastest guy so far for now. So yeah, it's really excited to see how it's going to happen. I know the service 14 hours, but
Yeah.
What if we have something special for today and just in this hour in broadcasting today?
And look at these speeds that we have up on the board today. Hugo Olsen, I think, just turned the fastest lap of the month. I want to double check that. He has bettered Seb Alexander's 2:31.3 set on Tuesday with the 2:32.9. We saw a lot of racing with his teammate Adam Blocker at a 2:32.6. Maybe I've draft aided there, and they're the only two cars in the 2:30 neighborhood. Noah Carmichael, who has been putting in a ton of laps this month. In fact, as of yesterday's report, he had put in 465 combined laps. That's more than two 500-mile race distances. He is third on the charts right now with a 2:29.5. Then we got Jeff Drake at fourth spot with a 2:29.5, and Robert Malechka, the king of Indianapolis, RM3, is currently fifth fastest with a 2:29.4. Nathan Paris also in the top 10. He was in the top 10 yesterday in yesterday's practice. He is currently sixth. Then we have Nick Lucci, who is in the seventh spot. Ryan Campbell, who has been pretty much in the top 10 anytime he takes to the race course this week. He is eighth fastest. Jim Herrick, who we will talk to here, and there he is on camera. We will talk to him in about just over 10 minutes from now for tonight's interview. He is currently ninth, and Micah Ahn is 10th fastest and running out the top 10 with a 2:29.2. And we were talking yesterday, Lewis, and maybe give us your idea, your prediction of what a lap one speed of a four-lap qualification run is going to be here come on Monday and even into Sunday when you try to bump your way into the field. What do you think a good opening lap is? We were talking with Andrew. Andrew said a 2:28.8. I don't know how many of these 2:29s are draft aided or not, but the entire top 15 on the chart here, including a tie for 14th and 15th between Ryan Schuld and Andrew Marquez at a 2:29.1. It might take a 2:29 opening lap to get yourself a good run here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, it also depends on the weather condition. I know the weather conditions are going to be the same for sure. But I really agree with like Andrew said, it's depend. That's a good time to the opening lap because you have to go in strong on the first lap because it's progressive to always going down and slow. For example, let's make it the example. Robert Malechka, he did basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to qualifying. And it's really consistent to going up to down. So the fastest lap he did is 39.2. And he started to going down to 39.3, 4, and 5 the last lap. So it's basically, I completely agree. If you're going fast at the first lap, is at least they can give you the margin to stay on the front and stay on the first 30th and don't go to that dramatic and stressful bomb day with the other over the 90 people around. So, but this is the consistent on there. But I really agree. I really agree. I really don't. I'm not much about time, about the speed. I just prefer laps. So lap for timing. I know people like you like more speed, but I really prefer to just focus about timing and just compare it about timing and stuff. That's my
well, you're a driver. See, you're a driver. So we're watching Hugo Olsen spinning out in turn 3. Two-time winner here of this event, won back-to-back in the second and third editions of this race. But, yeah, you're a driver, and drivers are going to be more content on time. Speed does not matter to the drivers as much as time. The reason why we have time on your screen is that for most Americans, that's how you can relate. Everyone's like, oh, it's 39 seconds in an oval. They're just turning left. How hard can it be? Well, let me put things in perspective for you. If most everyone drives to work these days, most everyone gets out on the beltway of their city, and they're doing 60, 70 miles per hour. These guys are 130 miles minimum faster than you're going when you're going to work. 100. So we're talking about the 200 mile per hour magic number. So if you already think you're moving fast at 70, 75, okay, now you could put in perspective of how these guys are traveling at a football field a second in all cases 200 plus, but in the case of Blocker and Olsen, 230 plus at the top of the charts.
Just basically thinking about it, in the pit lane, you're going the same speed you go in the highway.
Yeah.
Basically.
And it feels like you're standing still in the sim.
That is exactly, that is the flow. That's what I figured out when you go behind the pace car. The pace car is going 90 and 100, something like that. And they go slow. So this car is going for that. But in my perspective, and also I talking about also the people. Like I put in my mind when you're talking about the speed, I was in my mind Fernando Alonso when he went to the Indy 500 a couple years ago. I said many years ago. He never mentioned about the speed. He always mentioned about the timing and performance, about the adjust and put the car in the turn, blah, blah, blah. But I really agree about the people for USA talking more about more speed than the timing, because it's true. They want to hear about speed, how speed is the car, how it's going fast and that. But in my mind, I coming from just the timing you make in the car, on the track. Sorry. So that's when I was in my old teammate. We talking about just timing and never talking about the speed. And this is really it's a handicap for us because you're reaching just the timing and not the speed, and the speed is really, really important over here.
So just to give you an idea of how important, speed is, when Tom Sneva broke the 200 mile per hour barrier here, they weren't talking about doing 45-second laps here. It wasn't, Tom Sneva broke the 45-second barrier. It was Tom Sneva broke the 200 mile per hour barrier. Same thing when they had the front engine roadsters and they cracked the 150 barrier and the 100 mile per hour barrier fell. We're talking about things in miles per hour, and that's how Indy's always been. For a driver, it's always going to be about time, and that's how every one of these drivers is probably going to approach this weekend, definitely talking about time. But people, for the average person at home, that doesn't really care about time. 39 seconds around Indianapolis doesn't mean as much to them. If I say 230 miles per hour around Indianapolis, okay, that might mean a little bit more to someone watching at home that has no idea the concept of 39 seconds, at the world's greatest race course here at Indianapolis. Before we get to our interview here very shortly, I do want to thank everyone if you enjoy ERN's coverage of Fast Friday and also Fast Friday of Acres Lawn Services Practice Week here. And our presentation of today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply. And you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so to miss out on future Elite Racing Network iRacing broadcasts. Just to give everybody a reminder, the qualification records in real world, we're not going to be traveling that fast today, although getting up in the 232 neighborhood is pretty darn good, even if it might have been draft aided. The unofficial track record here set by Ari Leindyke back in 96 with a speed of 239.2. His single official lap, because the unofficial lap was turned in practice, so practice laps are not counted toward the official track record here in Indianapolis in real life, or even here in the sim and in the event. But his official lap was 237.4 set on day 2 of quals in 96 as well. The 4-lap average, and you can watch that. It is actually on YouTube, and you can watch it. I think it's part of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway YouTube channel. Every single one of his laps got faster, every single one of them, and you don't see that very often. And he holds the 4-lap record of 236.9. Are we going to see that fast this weekend? Probably not. We'll probably see some elite drivers get into the 230 range, but I think we're going to see a lot of 229s and 228s in opening laps, and I think that's kind of how it's going to start here. We just simply don't have the programming for this car in this sim to go as fast as they do in real life. Of course, the pole record is set by Scott McLaughlin with a 234.2, and we're really not even going to get very close to that. As you see, Olsen is still at least another mile and a half away from getting to that minimum speed that McLaughlin turned here for his 4-lap average set in 2024. Lewis, what are you seeing out there? A lot of single-car efforts. I don't see a lot of drafting. Some drafting out there, but not an awful lot of drafting. I see a lot of single-car efforts. Everybody concentrating on single-car speed.
Yeah, you don't want to pretend. Hey, let's put this on the point.
Campbell
this
jumps
car
up to
is
6th.
Not this car is not like the Reynard Iron Lion that have at that time. He make the fastest lap by single lap of basically one lap before faster, and then the 4th lap was super fast in that time. But it's better to have know what is the condition you're set up by yourself than the coming for the draft. For sure, if you want to be fast, it's okay. You can do it, and also you can practice some draft for the race. But it's better. I always prefer to check the relative, be alone, check if it's somebody around. Adam Blocker is going outside now to make some qualifying live. And look at that. He's on the left side. Try to find it. If it's coming somebody, for example, it's coming Lucas Lodato in there in turn 1 and 2. And he don't want to catch that guy in front of him. He want to be by himself. So also, you know what is like a simulation of qualifying.
Yeah.
So it's the first lap you're going, you have to pass, and then you have to make the 2nd lap faster. So that's Adam Blocker is doing so far for now. But yeah, it's better than that to check if you're good or not good to go. But all the time we have so far now in this session. It's just for drafting, but they already knew or know what is the real timing and speed they need to for everything, because they have all this telemetric stuff. So yeah, like we talking about it now, it's just timing.
Of course, the career wins leaders here at Indianapolis. It's the Mount Rushmore of the all-time greats. It's A.J. Foyt, Alex Sr., Rick Mears, Elio Castroneves, each with 4 wins. Then we have that group of drivers with 3 wins: Franchitti, Meyer, Rose, Rutherford, Shaw, Bobby Unser, each with 3 wins. Your leading active drivers. Well, Castroneves still shows up for Indy only right now. He has those 4 wins. Takuma Sato has 2, and now Joseph Newgarden has 2. And your defending 500 champion going into next race, next May's race next year is Alex Palou. And don't forget, Team Penske not only owns the Speedway, but they own practically every winning record here. They have 19 different Indy 500 wins between 14 different drivers. And, of course, Penske Entertainment is one of the majority owners of the race course when they purchased it from the Holman family. Just to remind everybody of those Penske wins, that's Donahue, Mears with 4, Uncle Bobby with 1, Sullivan with 1, Big Al with 1, Fittipaldi with 1, Little Al with 1, Castroneves with 3, DeFerrin with 1, Hornish with 1, Montoya with 1, Power with 1, Pagenaud with 1, and Newgarden with 2. And those are all of Penske's Indy 500 wins here at the Brickyard. Let's go ahead and bring up Jim Herrick, who will be joining us here at 8:20. And let's see, can we bring him up? Here he is. And we will bring him into the channel, and we will unmute him, and we'll talk to Jim Herrick. Jim, do you have your ears on, my friend?
I do, Gary. How you doing?
Jim, good to have you here. Owner of 4D Racewear and also owner of the 4D Racewear team, which we'll talk about both here. We see your car on pit road. You are currently, where we got you in the order right now? Provisionally during this practice, you are, where are you here? Trying to find you on the list.
I think ninth.
Ninth, yeah, there you are. Ninth fastest with a speed of 229.8. First of all, was that you by yourself, or did you have a little bit of help?
No, I put a little bit of toe on that on that lap. Yeah.
Talk about your practice effort overall and your team. How's it going out there? I know you got a technical alliance that you formed with Little Eagle. They've kind of called themselves more of a fixed specialist team. Of course, they did win the Elite Racing League Indy 500 here in 2025B and 2024B with Chad Frankenfeld and Hunter Smith. So you got some bona fide wins there. But how is the technical alliance working out, and how is practice working out for you and the team and the technical alliance?
Yeah, the alliance is working out great. Everybody's been working hard and testing out different setups, and we've been making really good progress together. I'm really pleased with the way that's been going. It's been a difficult time frame with the holidays. Some of us were traveling. I was gone an entire week last week, and missed out on some practice time. So it's good to have a good group of guys that are out there working every day and everybody contributing.
Well, we have you here on the eve of Pole Day tomorrow, Swift Penguin Creations qualification weekend coming up, and we'll be on the PRI channel, so that's the Performance Racing Industry YouTube channel, starting at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And you'll be sponsoring the 4D Racewear Pole Award, much like you did in the Elite Racing League. Talk about 4D Racewear, talk about the award, and kind of talk about how you've been involved in not just here in the PRI Hoosier 500, but just kind of in the IndyCar community as a whole here on iRacing.
Sure. Well, I'll start by saying I love the IndyCar community here on iRacing. I think it's probably one of the tightest communities of all, and I really enjoy racing with all these guys. They're all top-notch drivers, and for the most part, everybody gives you respect, and I appreciate that. And the 4D Pole Award, we're going to provide a nice championship ring for the winner of the pole, the fastest qualifier tomorrow. It will, it'll have the driver's name custom engraved in it, and you might have a picture to show or something like that, but you can see what what it looks like has custom Hoosier 500 engravings in the top and everything, and we're proud to give that away to the fastest qualifier this weekend.
What do you think it's going to take now, someone that has the award and now someone that's been out there practicing? What do you think it's going to take opening lap and maybe 4-lap wise to get on the pole here?
Well, I think it's going to take more than I have, unfortunately. I've been struggling with smoothness, getting better every time I go out, but yeah, I think you're going to have to be in, possibly in the 2s on that first lap, and guys are talking about a 4 overall. I don't know. There was some last minute clarifications on some of the quote unquote cheese you could get away with, and that actually has a bit of difference in what you can get in time.
Let's go ahead and tell everybody the inside baseball term, cheesing on pit road. We've seen it before, Lewis, and yeah, I'm assuming you might have done it too when you were in Indy Fixed. But when we do our, often you see on our Indy Fixed or Indy Open series, the old Indy Fixed series, in the Indy Oval series, when we start our broadcast, you'll see people just sitting on pit road for a long time, revving their engines. Lewis, from a driver's point of view, what are they doing, and how does that make the car faster?
Well, my time, we don't have to use that. We use different stuff, but it's make the engine getting hot. That's what I understand. Make the engine hot to go to have a faster lap, but I don't know. It's tricky stuff. It's something when I been over here, we don't used to that. We have a different stuff, like reheated the tires, do the slow on the top, and then going the faster on the bottom. That's the still use it. But that's what I understand. That since I don't race in the fixed or the oval fixed anymore, that stuff is getting more and more and more for people so far for now. But that's what I guess I understand. Maybe I'm wrong, Gary, but you know more because people told you what does it mean. But what I guess is because you can get the engine more hot,
the oil
by oil.
Yeah.
Yes, but the problem is if you in my time when you reheat it too much, the car
you would
is
hurt
slow.
the engine. Yeah, you would hurt the engine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but in that time we don't have that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. I mean, you are a little bit more active than us. I mean, how much benefit do you get when it's called cheesing? But basically, I mean, real teams kind of do it, but they have a cord and a portable battery that they plug into the car that kind of heats the oil while the car is sitting there on pit road. We don't have that here. We have to heat the oil by the engine doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about getting the car into its optimal state, when you're ready to do your run. Just like F1 drivers have to get the tires switched on, and everybody has a procedure they go through, and it's just a lot of trial and error, see what works best. Yeah, sorry, I kind of lost track. Where were we going on?
Well, you mentioned about the different with the kind of the debate on the Discord server and with qualifications and everything coming up. Hey, talking about also something that takes some time, and you definitely have put the work in for it, and it's turned into something pretty successful. Talk about 4D racewear. Kind of what you sell and kind of who your target audience is, and what do you have to offer other sim racers out there?
Yeah, always happy to talk about 4D. It's our company that sells specifically designed sim racing shoes and gloves. They're designed specifically for sim racing. They don't have any of the extras, extra features that you need if you're racing real live racing. It takes some of the cost out of producing them, and gives give sim racers what they want, something designed, for them by people in the community. We get a lot of feedback from guys that we race with, and put that directly into designing the products. We have some new things we're also getting into, the trophies, the championship ring for the Hoosier 500 Pole Award, and also actually there's going to be another one for the race winner, provided by PRI. But we also do a couple other types of trophies, and we're getting into customized team wear, team apparel. We're going to be able to do, small batch prints or even one-off prints, team jerseys, team hats, all kinds of different gear. Been working hard on that. The custom apparel isn't live on the website yet, but just working hard every day to get that up and running, and hope to be able to share that with everyone soon.
If I want to learn more about 4D, or let's say I need a pair of gloves on the eve of getting into the most exciting and the hardest 4 laps of racing that are turning a lap I'm going to do here, what do I need to do to get myself a new pair of gloves, a new pair of shoes, maybe a shirt? Where do I go? What do I do? How do I do it?
You can do it by visiting us at 4dracewear.com. Just check out the website. You'll see all the products we have available. We try to get everything shipped out, quickly. Most products you can expect to arrive in 2 to 4 days. And yeah, that's how you find us, 4dracewear.com.
Before we let you go, get out there and do some more practice runs for qualification. Any other shout-outs? I know you are the sponsor, but any friends, family, anyone else that you want to say hi to before we let you go?
No, just say hi to my mom. She might watch this race. I'm sure she'll watch the race if I get in, but special thanks to my team, to Craig Forsyth, who does a lot of behind the scenes math and strategy for us, and to the Little Eagle team for joining forces with us for this event, and helping out with the setup. They were a big help, having some extra guys to work on setup, because we don't do a lot of open setup things either. And this is actually my first time working with the IR18, developing a set, and it's been quite an experience. So yeah, big shout out to them, and to the guys at the Hoosier 500, and everyone that puts on the event and the broadcast. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, that is Jim Herrick, owner and operator of 4D Racewear and Team 4D Racewear. Make sure to check them out at 4dracewear.com. Pick yourself up a set of gloves, pair of shoes, maybe a nice shirt to wear when you sim race. But check them out at 4dracewear.com, and also our sponsor of the PRI Hoosier 500 Pole Award. So we thank you for that and being a big supporter of just everything in the league, everything in the community. We want to thank you a lot, and best of luck tomorrow when you attempt your 10-mile run later in the day.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're going to need it. It's such a tight field. It's going to be so close. So,
yeah, I'm looking at these speeds right now in the top 20. I think everybody in the top 20 is 229, I think. I'm waiting for my ticker to kind of reset here, but I think everybody in the top 20, everybody in the top 20 is 229 flat by Wade. Sheridan Wade, Presley Soar 229 flat. So Fields in 22nd is the first car out, and that's Nate Fields. He's the first car out of the 229 bracket. He's at 228. That's all the way down to the 22nd position on the timing sheet. So it kind of reminds you, and I think you were in this with me for a little bit too, when we were in Lionheart, and just how incredibly close it was, like a tenth of a second from top to bottom that Lionheart would cover. So it's going to be like that a lot tomorrow, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, it's it's going to be down to just a couple thousandths of a second probably as to, who gets the pole and maybe as to whether or not you get in the race or not. It's that tight. There's 100, what they say, 120 guys trying to qualify for 33 spots.
Yeah.
So, 90 some of us are not going to the show.
Right. It's like
That's
the
a lot of
80s.
disappointment.
It's like the 80s. And you and I are kind of the old folk troopers here. But we remember the 80s. I think the most that ever tried to qualify was 82. I think it was around 120 entries right there. So you don't see it ever in real racing anymore. So a lot of people are going home empty-handed tomorrow. But one person tomorrow will walk away with the 4D Racewear Pole Award, and that'll be a nice, really cool ring. Well, Jim, again, best of luck, and thanks for everything you do and have done, and best of luck tomorrow. We'll catch you tomorrow on the flip side when we see your 10-mile run.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Gary. Thank you, and Luis, and everybody. Thank you so much.
And Luis, we saw this personally when we were doing qualifications for the Elite Racing League and their 500 that they had just last October. And the Elite Racing League, which actually is advertised in the virtual program for the PRI Hoosier 500, so you should definitely take a look at their schedule. Lewis and I broadcast their races right here on the Elite Racing Network. But if you remember qualifications for the 500, do you remember the margin, the difference in margin in miles per hour that separated first and second on the grid? It was not tenths of a mile per hour, not a hundredths of a mile per hour, but it was a thousandth of a mile per hour that separated the pole from P2. Remember that?
Yeah, actually, more closing when the qualifying, when the Christopher Albrecht or Chris Albrecht won the pole, because the last lap he did and the fourth lap was the better lap to make the pole position. So it was something even me I expect to see it, because we see in the computer how it's going down and compare it with the second place. And it was like, no, it's not going to take the pole position. And then he just, or Jordan Owens, it was with the pole position before Chris Harvey took it. And it was like a poof. He took the pole position in less than I think it was 4 miles and 100,000 miles.
It was like a 214 to a 213. I think is what the margin was. Yeah, it was very, very close.
Even in iRacing,
and that's a dot two. It was a 220 something dot 214 versus a 213. That's what we're talking to miles per hour, not seconds. But yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about miles, so it was pretty close. So we didn't see, even in the bump day, also too, when we see margins super close and people going down just because the other guy have a better margin. But the only thing I'm talking about in my mind is Chris Albrecht winning the pole position this season by nothing. So all is getting for margin, but in here it's about everything about the adjust you make on the car. If you make the 1 point or 2 points down or 2 points up, the car is gonna be could be the pole or could be the bump. So it's really, really important, all that stuff. So that's the difference between when you have a fixed by hands versus by adjustment you make on the car.
Currently watching Nick Lucci out on the course right now, and he's in a whole host of traffic at the moment. He is right behind Jim Herrick, who is just in the booth with us as they pass Ty Quilla on the front stretch. Ty, one of the fastest this month, and Nick finds the turn 1 exit wall there. And now we're watching Jacob Bradley, who's in 29th fastest, still doing some laps today. He's coming up the speed. Total laps turned this month. At least at the cumulative practice results published this morning, 6,204 total laps have been turned. Seb Alexander was the fastest. Now Hugo Olsen is the overall fastest for the month with a 2:32.9. The most laps turned pretty clearly on the report is Noah Carmichael at 465 laps turned. Casey Pahutsky at 391 laps turned. Ian Slager at 338 laps turned. So, often we don't get a chance to turn more than just 100 or so laps in practice before, like, a fixed race or maybe some other league races, but some of these drivers are putting in like real world Indy 500 practice level of practice where they're putting in not just a handful of laps here and there, but they're putting in a full race distance plus to work on their setups.
Yeah, they have to. So it is something like, I don't like this. I think the cars go to the wall too much, or I don't like this. What is happening over here? I like this, but you know what? When you have too many teams, also when you have two teams, basically one team with two different cars, always one car have a different setup the other one, and it could be really important on that. So I don't know if you have the sport, the team-made stuff over there, like hey, this is going better than what you have, so use this. I don't know if they do it for sure. In teams, always is have help each other, but at the same time, it's like I want to be over here because it's a big prize to have in this race. But what if you give me something wrong? And somebody give me something else, and it's better than the when you have or something like that. I don't know. It's really kind of tricky, all this stuff with the teams and partnership stuff. So I don't know. That's what I have in my mind. I like the what's the when you have a I forget the word in English, but it's okay. Anyways, I checking race statistical leaders in the we have in the annual PRI Hoosier 500 annual in the website. Actually.
The program, yeah. You got to check out the program. The program's very, very informative. It's just like reading the Indy 500 program if you were to get one for real. It's just that good.
So Hugo also have a 151 laps leading. But he have in 2020 he lead 94 laps. Hugo also. The closest finish line it was in 2024. Kraus over Maleska for 1,200 of a second. And we have many other stuff like top 10 finish. Adam Block have a 4. Hugo have a 3, and Joshua Sheen have a 2.
I have one. I have one top 10 finish here. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, you didn't know. I was spotting for Jesper Orman in 2022, and we finished 4th.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I have one, but I finished out of fuel. Man, that's really tough. That's the one heartbreaking. I think it's not about losing the championship. It's just heartbreaking when somebody 10 seconds behind of me told me in the white flag in the middle of the back straight, told me good race, good victory, Luis, good job. And then I said in the radio, no, I am out of fuel in the last lap.
Do you think now? You still think about that? Do you think J.R. Hildebrandt thinks about 2011 as much as you think about that one Indy 500 that got away from you? Do you think he thinks about it as much? Yeah, I gotta think he does.
Man, and in the virtual stuff, it's just I won the Indy 500. One of the 1,000, maybe it's not 1,000, but one of the a lot they have in the week. It's more than 20 or whatever. But Hildebrand is one and a never. So because who knows what's happened next year? It's like Alex Palou. Alex Palou. Yes,
Yeah,
Alex
Palou.
Palou is still in the team to winning the race. It doesn't matter how many times you take it. Same for the guy who won, Castro Neves also too, or AJ Foyt. So it's about the potential of the team and potential of the car. But Hildebrand, it was like 1 of a million to make a mistake, and after that it's like he disappeared. Actually, he is not racing anymore.
No, he's actually. I
So,
think he's doing. I think he's a professor now or teaching college courses.
you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I was a driver and I lost the Indy 500 for one corner.
Yep.
Because I decide to make the pass for outside. It's something you don't do it. You can do it in the virtual, but in the real life, it's like I don't know, man. It's like a no. But anyways, it's completely different phases where you see it. Like a virtual stuff, you have a heartbreaking, and that's it. Versus the heartbreaking because you have sponsors. You have the sponsor for the National Guard, and that is really, really.
I think both National Guard cars that weekend, in IndyCar and then also over in the stock cars, I think they took the white flag lap, leading the race, and both didn't finish leading the lap at the end of that lap. I think it's kind of how it worked out that day, but it was a bad day for the National Guard.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really bad day, and that's the two different thing. And it's like, well, I can try next year, but who knows if they want to? Your next year is about the team, like Alex Palou did last year, and then come back again, or Pato Ward was kind of close, but not really close. So
I think Pato will win
yeah.
eventually. I think Pato will win for sure.
Man, if Pato Ward winning one, oof, it's gonna be. You know the Mexicans really,
they will party
are.
like it's a soccer game. Yeah, they will. Yes, the entire nation of Mexico will party. They've been long after some Indy 500 wins. Of course, they had a rookie of the year with Jose Garza. They never really got close with Adrian Fernandez, but Fernandez did get some IndyCar wins there. But Pato, yeah, they will be partying like they just won the World Cup down there. I'm sure if Pato wins. And that will be good. I think it'll be good for the sport of IndyCar, and I think it'll be good for the country of Mexico as well.
Yeah, I know. It could be good for them because no big stuff happen in Mexico, even in the soccer. To be honest, it's no big stuff. But now,
a South American soccer fan talking trash.
Yeah, for sure. So we let's put it back about the Hoosier 500. But we thinking about Mexico, USA, and Canada soccer. It cannot be the highest because they just compete with the small countries like Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and that is kind of Iceland around. But in South America, you have to go to the highest stuff, to the lower, with the Brazil, Argentina. It's really tough. Anyway, but yeah, I hope maybe Pato Ward winning one day.
Oh yeah, he will. Yeah, he will definitely win.
Yeah, I feel bad when he I still.
He and Ericsson, late in the race.
No, when he lost the Indy 500 2 years ago.
Oh, with Newgarden.
Newgarden, yes.
Yeah, pass him on the outside in turn 3. Yep.
Man, I feel so bad, man.
I didn't. Like I'm a Joseph Newgarden fan, so I didn't.
I feel super bad. I feel like I thought in some point it's like it's us. It's like the Latino or the thing us. So he represent us. Something we don't get in close. I know Alex Palou won, but he don't represent to me. It's from Europe stuff. So it's not even speaking Spanish. It's from Europe. But Pato Ward from Latin
What about how do you feel about the Brazilians when Brazilians went? Did you feel like that was really you winning or no?
No, it's something outside. It's the only country, without count the small country next to Venezuela, they don't speak in Spanish. It's the only 3-4 countries
Portuguese
in South America.
Yeah.
They speak in Portuguese. The other one speak in English, French, and the other one speak in Dutch. On the top, next to the Venezuela, to the right, if you see the map, to the right, you have these 3 small countries. But no, I never feel represent when Castro Neves, the Ferran.
How about Juan Montoya from Colombia?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. It's the same feeling. Like at least it's represented to us.
I liked his 2015 win. I really liked his 2015 win. The 2000 win, I will still stay and I will die on this hill that it was one of the most boring 500s I ever went to because he dominated so much of that race. I mean, he just flat out beat the pants off everybody.
I still said that Eliseo Salazar in the interview said, "Oh, we're getting close. If we don't have this yellow, blah blah blah, it could be a battle with the Ganassi or the Juan Pablo Montoya." But no, even close. Salazar wasn't even close to be finished.
No, nobody was close. Late in the race, Buddy Lazier got close. And it just seemed like Montoya played with he led like 160 laps that day. And it kind of put an exclamation point on, all right, so the Indy Racing League might have won the battle, the war of the split because they're the ones that survived, but CART really won the Indy 500 war, but because when they came back, they really showed that they had the teams and the drivers were so much better than the rest of the Indy Racing League.
Yeah.
And Ganassi just dominated. Now, I don't know. I can't remember what happened to Vassar that race. Vassar didn't have the best race, but Vassar had a decent race. But Juan Montoya just dominated, killed everybody in that race.
I don't think if in '99 Kenny Brack, in '98 with Cheever, '97 with Ariel I counted like could be winning the race if we have the car people in that race, or even in the '96 with Bobby Lazier winning.
Yeah.
Don't know, man.
I always say though, I mean, we still had a race to run, and somebody had to win it, and. You know, Buddy won that day. Ari won his day. You had, let's see, we had Cheever won in '98, and then '99 would have been Kenny won his, and then of course when all the kart drivers came back, I don't think a native Indy Racing League team won the Indy 500 ever again. In fact, actually, the closest one that we could think of that actually almost came in to win was Panther Racing in 2011 with J.R. Hildebrandt. They were kind of an Indy Racing League era team. Pretty much during the early Indy Racing League, once CART got there, they pretty much dominated.
So, before we cut this, 2024 was the last one. Bobby Rice, the last IRL guy.
But he was with Rahal. But he was with Rahal's team, though. I mean, he came in through Eddie Cheever's team, but
But it's about the names,
right?
It's about the names. So because Dieter Ferrani is the car,
right?
Castro Neves is car, Castro Neves again 2001 car, and then Montoya car. The last one in '98 was Kenny Brack,
right?
'99, and then we have this other couple years with car, and then IndyCar, IRL, and car come back again and make it one fusion, and then
2008. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're just joining us, this is the Elite Racing Network's coverage of Fast Friday of Acres Lawn Services Practice Week, and today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, coming to you from the world's greatest race course, where currently Hugo Olsen, two-time winner of this event, is currently atop the speed chart of the day and the month with a speed of 232.986. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next time you see anything PRI Hoosier 500 related, well, that will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, over on the Performance Racing Industry YouTube channel. Check it out, subscribe to it, set your reminders, and it'll be 7 to 8 tomorrow. Myself and Andrew Wood and Arjuna Kankapati will be bringing you the action for 1 hour each day on Saturday and Sunday. The next time you hear Lewis and I here on the Elite Racing League and the Elite Racing Network will be Monday for final full practice for the PRI Hoosier 500 from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. And, of course, the next time you hear us after that will be the start of the 2026 Elite Racing League P1 IndyCar Series season as the league kicks off its 13th season with the F5 Challenge Japan Indy 300 from the oval at Twin Ring Motegi. Coverage starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Elite Racing Network. Let's see, that's going to be January 6th, I think. January 15th, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Elite Racing Network. And we hope to have thumbnails and everything up shortly so you can set your reminders to that as well. Want to thank all of our sponsors that have made bringing you this action possible. Of course, the Performance Racing Industry, PRI, since 1986. The Performance Racing Industry has been the motorsports industry trusted source for trends, new products, and merchandising ideas and business strategies. With the world's premier racing trade show and an award-winning monthly magazine, PRI keeps the global racing community on the cutting edge. You want to check them out at performanceracing.com. Also there, you can find a link to their YouTube page, and then you can subscribe to their YouTube channel, set your reminders, and so you won't miss a second of qualifications or race day when race day does get here. And, of course, you don't want to miss race day, and we will show you right here. Here you go. Boom. Right there. Hoosier 500, world's greatest sim race. December 14th, 11 a.m. over on the PRI YouTube channel and also on the PRI Facebook channel or Facebook page. So check those out. And that is on the 14th, race day, starting at 11 a.m. And we have some big names that are singing the national anthem. Of course, Jim Corneliuson will be singing Back Home Again in Indiana. It's just going to be like going to the 500 for real, but in a virtual sense and also in December. But we always talked about, Lewis, it was always felt like December, at least Christmas during the summer or the spring when when Indy cars were running at Indianapolis. There was always so much going on and so much to talk about.
Oh, yeah, when you come in December, it's just talking about Home Alone, Die Hard, buy stuff, Christmas. We're talking about my sister now about what kind of we're gonna do on Christmas and New Year and stuff. But May is the most important because iRacing make many slots for both and open and fix it. Many leagues through the URL have the Indy 500. And every people make over the 2,000. I remember I make more than 2,000 laps by iRacing, by two iRacing, the open and fix it, plus leagues, plus invitational leagues, plus this, plus that, man. But here is just one thing, and it's not really stressful. It's just 2 weeks about this, and it's really the best time. Because if we do it in May, I think it's not going to be a lot of time for that. But it's good to have it, the remember about the Indy 500 in December. So it's really good to have that before we going back to May again with all the circus of the Indy 500.
Also do want to thank some other sponsors here while we got some time. Acres Lawn Services, they sponsored Practice Week and Opening Day. Of course, we talked to Jordan Owens, head of that, and he, of course, sat on the front row twice here in the Elite Racing League, and he's had some pace this month, so he's got some hopes to get into the lineup, but his His business, Acres Lawn Service, delivers detailed focused landscaping and maintenance across the greater Knoxville, Tennessee area. They're reliable, timely, and tailored to your needs. To learn more, check out acreslawnservices.com. Of course, the sponsor of Today at the 500 is brought to you by Oil and Gas Safety Supply. Oil and Gas Safety Supply services workers across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia with affordable, flame-resistant workwear and safety gear. I tell you, if you ever watched Landman on Paramount Plus, with Billy Bob Thornton, I'm sure they got some stuff that Oil and Gas Safety Supply is selling there. Open 7 days a week with their expert staff, stays ahead of industry regulations to keep you compliant and, most of all, protected. Visit oilgassafetysupply.com. Of course, the big sponsors of the weekend, Swift Penguin Creations, sponsoring qualifications weekend on Saturday and Sunday. They offer fun, personalized gifts from vibrant stickers to laser-engraved keepsakes made with heart. Explore more at swiftpenguincreations.com. I want to thank the good guys at Superior. Now, Superior build affordable, reliable sim racing hardware created by racers for racers, passion-driven, gear designed with real-world track and racing experience. Visit superior.com to learn more about them and what they have to offer. And, of course, the official podcast of the PRI Hoosier 500 is the new Track Record podcast. It's a weekly show where the hosts Caleb Hatch and Justin Kinney bring you the latest real-world IndyCar news and rumors, and lots of it with Mick Schumacher going to be joining the lineup here soon. So we definitely want to hear what they have to say. And all the other, do you think Yuki's going to join the IndyCar series?
Don't know.
I don't know,
but you know what? I really like about Mick Schumacher to be there.
Oh, I think, yes, good.
In 2002, I know one day in 2002, Michael Schumacher said, IndyCar is one step down on IndyCar.
Yeah, he said he would never do the 500. Too dangerous.
I know. But you know what's funny? Graham Hill did, Gene Clark did,
Emerson
Nigel
Fittipaldi
Mansell did, Fittipaldi. I think Senna's really close to coming.
Senna tested it in
Uh-huh.
IndyCar. He tested in a Penske IndyCar. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit close to come back because he wanted kind of worry about the Formula One and all that stuff. But and Schumacher said that it's like it's okay, whatever. But now Mick Schumacher is coming to show.
Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. Yeah, he's gonna. He's gonna bring a lot of eyeballs, and I think he's gonna do well. But I'm sure the guys at the New Track Record podcast will have a big opinion on that. You can listen on all major platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And it's good to see a Formula One racer making. They're gonna get rookie orientation. They're not gonna be thrown to the wolves. And Daniel Ricciardo. He's a bit of a chicken, doesn't want to try it because he says it's too dangerous, and well, he doesn't know what he's missing up. So, anyways,
he was on the top on the field. He was on the top on the hill with Formula One, Ferrari. Just in 2002, he just won the Formula One champion, and then he until 2004 when he last 2005 and 6 battled with Fernando Alonso, and then he retired. He came back to Mercedes to try to help to Mercedes to development, but after that they have this incident on the
Michael, you're talking about Michael. Yeah,
I'm talking Michael. So but really happy for Mick Schumacher. Finally all the failures about in Formula One and don't trust about him.
Now I am a little worried. I am a little worried with Rahal Letterman Lanigan's racing, their difficulties qualifying and getting speed on the Indy Oval. Remember, they got the Indy road course down pretty good. I believe Graham got a podium finish there. But the last 2 years, they have struggled at getting their drivers into the field of 33. And even when the field of 33 had 34 or 35 drivers that could still qualify, they were always down in the bottom there. So I'm hoping they improve that for Mick's sake, because the last thing I want to see a name like Schumacher come to Indianapolis and be on the starting grid and possibly get bumped out. And it's not like it hasn't happened before for famous Formula One drivers. Fernando Alonso saw that happen one time. So you really want Michael Schumacher or Mick Schumacher, Michael Schumacher's kid, to have a lot of good success at Indianapolis.
For sure, I would like to. Like I thought for Canapino in some time with Juncos.
Yeah.
But man, with all of these fans in Argentina put down Canapino because of them, and he put down a big deal with McLaren. Actually,
I think Canapino, if he would have had more time and just did more laps, he would have got some definitely good results. I mean, he's basically effectively the Dale Earnhardt of their driving series, their stock car driving series down there. So, in terms of wins and championships and everything, I mean, he was like the all-time best down there, and it was just a matter of time before he actually did pretty well in IndyCar. And I'm just sorry to see him that he kind of got run out of the sport a little bit, but that's what happens sometimes. You could look through up and down the history of IndyCar drivers, and a lot of them, kind of ended their careers a little too soon. But anyways,
I just for finish this, but I think Canapino make a mistake to just take the challenge to come into the open wheel car.
Yeah.
Because his whole career was in TC car, Turismo stuff, and also in IMSA, he racing also too. But he just make a mistake. I know it's a good mistake because he have a good stuff, but it is what it is. And now he came back to Turismo again in Argentina.
Good. I'm glad that he's still racing. All right. I think that we've gone a little bit over, but we had some pretty good discussion, so we'll give everyone back at the Friday night. The start of the weekend, and then tomorrow it gets real because we are going to go qualifying to set the field of 33, and then bumping occurs once the 33 drivers get into the field. Bumping occurs, so we'll see bumping probably on Sunday. We might see bumping as early on Saturday, but we'll definitely see bumping on Sunday. And see who gets into the fastest 33. Just to give you an idea before we go off the air here, as of the combined report that came out this morning, and there'll be another combined report that comes out later tonight after practice by the event staff, 73 different drivers have turned laps here for practice for the PRI Hoosier 500. So 73, I mean, that says 40 people are going home. Even if every single one of these 73 show up, 40 people are going home. More people are going home than are making the field at this point. So it's going to be very, very difficult starting tomorrow. I think it's going to be just as tight as we saw those Lionheart races back in the day, where it was 1/10 of a second and maybe 2/10 of a second from top to bottom. It might very well be like that with everyone being so close on top of one another performance-wise on the racetrack over their 4-lap averages tomorrow when they complete their qual runs.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's too many people. I don't say it's too much, but in the same time, it's like it's a lot of eyes. The people want to participate here.
Yeah.
But like I said, the big guys, like the Ganassi, like the Penske, like the McLaren, the Arrow McLaren, and all these big teams, they have a best chance to be on front. And who knows? I think for sure we're gonna have 2 or 3 or 4 surprises named.
Yes, I do too.
To be on the grid. And for sure, always we're gonna have 1 or 2 big name disappointment to don't be in the race this next Sunday. So, hey, it is Indianapolis. It's happened with AJ Foyt. It's happened with Andretti. It's happened with Rahal. It's happened with AJ Foyt many times. It's happened with Alonso also too, with all of this media around him. And the face of Alonso when he's
Hinchcliffe happened to Hinchcliffe, happened to Penske.
Yeah.
And that you mentioned that, and I don't know if AJ Foyt ever got bumped, but I know his cars have been bumped before. I don't think he's ever been bumped, but I know his cars have.
But well, it's the same disappointment also.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of investment to get
feeling,
bumped. That's a
yeah,
lot of
for
investment to get bumped. But I think you're right. I think very well we could see like a Prema did last year with the Schwartzman getting a pole position. But we could also very well see what happened to Bobby Rahal, which happened to Graham Rahal, which happened to Emerson Fittipaldi, and happened to Allenser Jr. when they raced for Team Penske, not making the field at all. We might see stories of the underdogs, and we might see stories of the favorites just struggle for whatever reason. So tune in tomorrow to find that out, and I'm looking for. I think there's going to be some drama tomorrow. We don't know it yet, but I think we're going to eventually see some drama. I don't know who it is, but Indianapolis picks its own, even in the virtual sense. Indianapolis picks its own, and I think it's going to pick its own starting tomorrow, and we might see some people come Monday when we have full field practice here next on the Elite Racing Network. We're going to see some people that you saw today or you saw throughout the week that aren't going to be there on Monday because they got bumped out or weren't fast enough.
We're gonna talk a lot about this Monday, about the names gonna be and the names not gonna be over there, and it's gonna be really dramatic tomorrow, and disappointment on Monday with all of these names.
All right, let's give everyone back their Friday nights here to start the weekend. Thank God it's Friday. That's it for tonight. Once again, your fastest 3 from Fast Fridays of Acres Lawn Services Practice Weekend today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply. Let's go look at the top here. Who is on the top? Hugo Olsen with a speed of 232.9, fastest all month, 2-time winner. Then we got Anna Blocker. He is going to be a threat. Either way you look at him, he is second fast for the month at a 232.8. And then their teammate, Alexander Russell, who went to the top of the board last night, I believe. He is now third fastest at the moment with a speed of 231.5. And that is your top 3 leaving Fast Friday here before we start focusing on qualifications. Join us tomorrow over on the Performance Racing Industry YouTube channel as focus turns to the run for the pole position for this year's PRI Hoosier 500. Coverage begins around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything here at YouTube at youtube.com/@Performance Racing. And it's going to be before the Big Ten game, so you're not going to miss a second of the Big Ten action. So, Hoosiers! Hopefully they put off a big upset win over Ohio State. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race or tonight's event. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including starts of the 2026 A Elite Racing League P1 IndyCar season. Kicks off its 13th ever season with the F5 Challenge Japan Indy 300 from the Oval at Twin Ring Motegi. Coverage starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time on the 15th of January, right here on the Elite Racing Network. Today's coverage is brought to you by Performance Racing Industry, Acres Lawn Services, Oil and Gas Safety Supply, Swift Penguin Creations, New Track Record. Timing and scoring sponsored by Visitor Watch Company. Visitor Watch Company crafts truly original, art-driven timepieces from a blank page. It's offbeat, distinctive, and instantly familiar. Explore the collection at visitorwatchco.com. And also Anderson Speedway. And we will be talking to the fine folks of Anderson Speedway later in our practice coverage. So check them out. Experience the high-speed thrills at the historic Anderson Speedway in 2026. Visit the iconic home of the Little 500 and the Redbud 400 to get tickets for one of their premier events today. Go to AndersonSpeedway.com. For business inquiries to learn more about the Elite Racing Network and the Elite Racing League, you can like them on Facebook. You can also follow them on X and Instagram. For more information about the PRI Hoosier 500, go to thehoosier500.com. All the links you need are in the description. So for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at the Elite Racing Network, PRI Oil and Gas Safety Supply, Acres Lawn Services, and the Hoosier 500 event staff, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all good night And thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed. God bless and come home safe. Catch us again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for day 1 of the Swift Penguin Creations qualification weekend for the world's greatest sim race, the PRI Hoosier 500. Good night, everybody.